Hey, we all love Pokemon, right? I mean, I would assume you are, otherwise why would you be here? Unless you just love me that much, in which case you're welcome to stay. But we all love Pokemon, but here at the DS Asylum we kinda look at everything in a negative light, so we're gonna go ahead and do that with all 8 generations of Pokemon. Just one random negative thing, one random problem with each generation. Doesn't have to be the biggest problem, doesn't have to be a relevant problem. It just has to be a problem that the generation has. Anyway, let me stop wasting time and just get right into this BS. Generation 1. Honestly, there is no one problem with Generation 1. Generation 1 as a whole is a giant goddamn mess. It is a giant broken mess, and there is no one problem that I could point out that would be sufficient. Gen 1 as a whole is a damn problem. Generation 2 is it is better than Gen 1. I mean, it brought probably the most popular of the evolutions, Umbreon, into existence. So I mean, it's got that going for it. I mean, it's alright. One problem. Weird balancing. I'll get more into balancing later on with a certain generation, but yeah, Gen 2's balancing was just weird, wasn't it? Generation 3. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I actually don't think there are any big major issues with Gen 3. Now that could just be my nostalgia glasses, my nostalgia goggles being on a bit too tight. Because, I'm a Gen 3 baby. My first game was Pokemon Leaf Green and my second game was Pokemon Emerald. So I am a Gen 3 baby and I am kind of biased towards Gen 3. But genuinely, I would say the only legitimate problem Hoenn has is the fact that you have absolutely no reason to pick Blaziken or Sceptile. Wow, I cannot believe I forgot his name. Blaziken or Sceptile, because the Mudkip line just destroys all of Hoenn. No matter what version you're playing. Pokemon Ruby, you fight a fire-type evil team the whole time. Swampert's got 2 types super effective against that. Even in Pokemon Sapphire, where you're mainly fighting Team Aqua, they can't do shit to Swampert. Sure, Sceptile's a bit better offensively against Team Aqua, but Swampert still beats the hell out of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and in Emerald, you fight Team Magma more than Team Aqua, so Swampert just bodies Emerald too. I'd say the biggest problem with Hoenn is that in terms of how they perform in their home region, Swampert is the most overpowered Pokemon starter in Pokemon history. Generation 4, my favorite generation. Even though I'm quite biased to Gen 3, Gen 4 is my favorite. Though it is not without its problems. What is a random issue in Gen 4? Probably its disgustingly high HM requirements. You need 5 different HMs just to get through Victory Road. Meaning it is actually impossible to do a true single Pokemon run of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. If you were to only have one Pokemon in your party and have that Pokemon know all the necessary HM moves that you would need at whatever time, it would still be impossible because you need 5 of the fuckers. That is a disgusting amount of HMs on top of the fact that you need 7 or 8 different HM moves throughout the whole game. It is disgusting, and it's the one thing that I'm so glad will not be in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because HMs don't feckin' exist anymore. I mean, they could always bring them back in the remake. They could always force you to use them in the remake, but I would like to think that even if they did, it would not be such an egregiously high amount. Generation 5, random problem. There were way too many goddamn Pokemon introduced this generation. There were more Pokemon introduced in Gen 5 than there were in Gen 1. And because of that, about 1/4 of all the Gen 5 Pokemon designs are fucking garbage. But other than that, Gen 5 was actually pretty straightforward and good. Generation 6, my least favorite of all the generations, because holy shit does this game not know how to balance anything. Like, what in the goddamn is this game? You get access to Mega Evolution, like a third of the way through the game. However, there are only 3 fucking battles in which you actually fight a Mega Evolution. The gym leader that gives you the Mega Lucario, and it's not even her gym leader, her gym leader battle. The big bad of the game, and the champion. Those are the only 3 times that you fight a Mega Evolution, yet you've had it since like the 3rd or 4th gym. Mega Evolution is the most overpowered thing to have ever been implemented in Pokemon, and yet no one uses it. On top of the fact that all the gym leaders, even the 8th gym leader, not only does the 8th gym leader not have a Mega Evolution, the fucker's only got 3 Pokemon. The Elite 4 don't even have Megas, and they only have 4 Pokemon. Pokemon X and Y are probably the worst games in the entire franchise in terms of game balancing, because they are without question the easiest games in the entire franchise. Pokemon X and Y may actually just be the easiest video games of all time. Like, just simply because of what they give you. If you use the Mega Lucario that you are gifted, this isn't just something that you have to like really work for. You are required to obtain this Mega Lucario. So if you just use it, if you use the Pokemon you are required to get, this Pokemon X and Y may actually be the easiest video games of all time. Though I'll admit Gen 6 has one of the best gym leader themes in the entire franchise. Generation 7! I'm gonna be honest with you. Gen 7, I think Gen 7's problem, at least a problem, it's kind of forgettable. Honestly, like, I don't think about Gen 7 as much as I do any other generation. I mean, at least I have the hatred for Gen 6 that keeps me, thinking about it. I've got the Kanto nostalgia for Gen 1. I've got, I guess still nostalgia for Gen 2, but Gen 7 just doesn't pop up in my brain very often. I mean, it was the generation where Mimikyu was introduced. And I do like Mimikyu, actually. I used one on my Sword and Shield team, too. I do like Mimikyu. It's getting up there as like one of my top favorite Pokemon. It's definitely entered my top 10. I don't remember if it was in my top 10 before when I made my top 10 list here on the channel, but it's definitely there now, so maybe I'll make an updated top 10. And finally, Generation 8. I'm about to hurt people's feelings, including my own. I love Pokemon Sword and Shield. They get a lot of hate, and I feel like it's unjust hate. However, I'm gonna be honest with you, visually, this game would only look impressive if it were released on the Nintendo 64. I'm not even kidding. Look at a side-by-side comparison of this and Super Mario Sunshine, released on the GameCube. Mario Sunshine is more colorful than Sword and Shield. It's more symmetrical than Sword and Shield. It has better resolution than Sword and Shield. It runs at a better fucking frame rate than Sword and Shield. Like, everything visually about Mario Sunshine is about 65 times better than Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Mario Sunshine was released this long ago. I don't actually remember its release date, so I'm gonna have it on screen, maybe, I don't know. If it's not, figure that shit out. You guys have Google. But it's old as hell, that's what I know. And Sword and Shield looks like a game that should have existed back in like 2001. Not 2019 or whenever the hell this game was released. That's probably the most accurate issue with the game, because a lot of issues people point out with Sword and Shield frankly don't actually exist. They just can't, accept the fact that Pokemon is different now than it was 20 years ago. But in terms of legit issues, yeah, this game looks like it should have been released 15 years ago. Like, it doesn't actually look all that impressive, but it's still fun as hell. I love this game. So cut it some slack. Cut this game some slack.